Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the guests, man.
Today we have a bit of double trouble. We have the pride of Tipperary and the pride of Cork. It's Will Fleury and John Mitchell. Lads, how you doing?
Oh, man.
Flying it now, flying it. Looking forward to weighing in.
John, did you give Will a few tips on the Factor 50 over in sunny Abu Dhabi or what?
Yeah, he had it covered anyway. Like, you can tell by how pale I am, I'm not in the sun much anyway, so...
Lads, thanks a million for joining us. For the people who are unaware, John and Will are competing this Saturday on UAE Warriors 28. Lads, how are you getting on? Are you all right?
Yeah, flying it. I can't wait. Like I was actually ready for this fight in February, but they pushed it back another month. So I'm more than ready for this one. Like, I'm just counting down the minutes now. Like, so good.
Yeah,
and Will,
this is an opportunity for me. Winning this title is going to be massive for my career. So I'm just fucking in that kind of zen state. But there's a kind of excitement building in me.
And Will, obviously, you know, you've had sort of highs and lows throughout your career, and like this is probably the moment you've been waiting for your entire career. This is your chance to make a statement. This is your chance, you know, to stamp your ticket to the big show. There's a nice shiny belt on the line on a well-recognized organization. Is this what you've been waiting for your entire career, to show the best version of Will Fleury possible?
Of course. Look, I've earned a ton of hype throughout my career, and then I've fucked up that once or twice. This is obviously a pretty big opportunity, but I feel like I've done what it takes to be special, and now it's my time to go out there and prove it.
Will, when you got the name Tariq Suleiman after beating him before, like what went through your head, especially now that the title is on the line, and then seeing you in the photograph there the other day with the belt on the shoulder?
Oh, like, look, I'm collecting this fucking belt on Saturday. That's what this is. But I was amazed this guy took this fight. Everyone's got a fucking, you know, I'm sure he has his own reasons, his own story in his head, but fuck, mate, what are you thinking? Excuse my language.
That's all right, Will. What's called, you'll 100% make the Care Express down to Tipperary with a win here, no doubt about it. John, this will be your fourth outing in UAE Warriors. Do you feel
my third outing?
Yeah, third outing, and you have that lovely unblemished record. Do you feel like a win? Do you feel like a win here could get you into title contention in UAE Warriors?
Yeah, so like my training partner and coach Bruno Cavera has the lightweight belt for this promotion, so I'd never fight him. But as soon as he vacates it, I'll fight for that belt definitely. But there's another lad that I want to fight in this promotion that has the belt as well, so definitely definitely that belt's coming once Bruno moves on to. If he moves to the UFC or something like that or retires, then I'll definitely fight for that belt.
I love it, John. And John, this fight for you is at 160. Is the catch weight a little bit nicer for you?
Oh, it's the job. It's the job. It's unreal. Like, I'm a big lightweight, you know what I mean? And so the 1.2 makes a big difference. Like, and I was looking at your man. He's not that big of a lightweight either, so I don't know why he did it, but I'm happy he did.
I love it. I love it. And obviously, you're out in MTK, and I feel like there's a new celeb in MTK each week for you guys to spar with. Who's been the most helpful visitor on this camp?
Paul Redmond. Paul Redmond was definitely the most. And Kieran Davern and Andy Ryan came out and they did a lot with us. The other boys are more for Instagram pic, like, you know what I mean. But like Kieran Davern and the boys, they taught me a load for this fight. Redzer was out here for a bit. And we were training together every day, punching the head off me. He was, so definitely him, I'd say.
Yeah, shout out to Redzer and Paddy Hoolan competing on Polaris Professional this Saturday, also live on UFC Fight Pass.
Will, Kieran Davern is someone who you're also familiar with. In terms of world-class coaches, where does Kieran Davern rank?
Very highly. In my head, like, he's got the highest level jiu-jitsu I've ever felt and experienced, and he's very good at translating that and very good at, like, relaying it to you and teaching you. Like, it's easy to get high-level details off Kieran because he's broken them down in his own head so many times. And he was only talking about this to me yesterday. He's taught for thousands of hours. You know, the guy's been running his own gym since 2012, so you can feel that experience from him. And I think it was just like, it's only recently it's become recognized everywhere. But I'm lucky. I was tapping into Kieran early, so I've had him in my corner since, 2016, 2017, and I feel like I was on that train early. But like, I've started to finally kind of like get to that level. myself grappling wise.
And Will, with that, obviously, you know, you'll have Kieran in your corner, you'll have John in your corner. Do you almost feel like bringing home this belt for your gym, for your country, is almost its own way of saying thank you to them thank you for sticking by me?
Of course. Yeah, like, look, I was there only 2 weeks ago when Brad brought the belt home, and it's class. It's unbelievable, and it gives everyone a boost around you. But I want to do this for me too. I know what I've put into this, and I know what I fucking want to get out of this eventually, but this is like a little sweet cherry on the way. It's like, this is part of your journey, but this is one of the things you get something physical to bring home, to go, hey, thanks for investing in me. But I invested in myself massively, and like, it's kind of a reward for my effort for me, if you get me.
Yeah, well, you're obviously on the show. Like, we've been doing this about 6 years, and you were once in Ross's house about 6 years ago. And much of your career, like, you're always in the gym, you're always putting in the graft, and then like now this weekend you can finally fulfill what you've been chasing the whole time. It's been great. It's great to see, Ross, isn't it?
This won't be the fulfillment. This is not the end of Will fucking Fleury's journey. This is the beginning of something, and you'll see.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't mean you were going to retire.
The vibe here, it's like, you're kind of like, oh, this is the end of a guy's career. It's fucking not. This is the beginning of something.
Well, I can't wait to see it. And on top of that, I really hope Pedro Carvalho has some sort of Will Fleury champion socks in the making at home to gift you with a win here.
I'll get him a little bit of sock with a belt on it, yeah. I'll let him wear those ones. They can be his, and he can win that day.
I absolutely love it. John, what advice would you give Will on fighting over in UAE? I know you've sort of fought in this region before, Will, but John's living out here on the daily.
Oh, he knows what to do, this lad. He's around a lot longer than I am. Go and smash the head off him. Like, he knows that well anyway. It's no different. Like, it's just a bit more sunshine outside. And as well, he's staying in Dubai for a week after, so I'll have more advice then.
On what to do post fight. I love it.
Yeah. He knows the rest himself, so he'll be grand.
Lads, can you tell us a bit, like, what's the treatment been like towards the 2 years over in on the card, like, for the UAE Warriors? Like, you had the press conference there the other day, John. But like, what's the treatment been like in the build up for this weekend?
For me, it's unreal. Anyway, like UAE Warriors by far the best promotion by a country mile ever fought on. Like, every event's the same, but we're even in a nicer hotel this time. It's probably one of the better hotels I've ever stayed in ever. Like, and I've a want for nothing. Everything you can do, they do for me. Even like their regulations is so on the ball and everything. They're to a T. Whatever, they treat us well on the fight day. They pay us better. It's unreal. It's the exposure's class. You know what I mean? So it's unreal.
I have no issues with it, man. But the main thing for me is it's on Fight Pass. It's the title, and it can build my career. I'm very happy to be in that position.
And
yeah,
John,
for the people tuning in right now, lads, can you tell us what time you will be fighting at?
So the fight starts at 6 p.m. Dubai time, which is 2 p.m. Irish time. And then we're like on 7th fight in the card. So it's whenever that happens after that. So let's say around like 8 p.m. max, 8 p.m. Maybe we'll be on 9 or 10 p.m. But you know what?
That'll be 4 p.m. Irish time, roughly 4 p.m. for him Irish time, and somewhere between 6 and 8 p.m. for me Irish time. So I'll probably fight between like 10 and 12 local time, somewhere between 6 and 8 p.m. Irish time.
So you know it's a Saturday in Ireland. Just leave off going to mass in the local match that day. Tune in the whole day, make a day of it.
No, definitely make mass earlier in the day.
Yeah,
we're not saying don't go to church now.
You can do 2 to 10 or 2 to 8, like a few hours.
John, does this feel any bigger now that this is on UFC Fight Pass? Because obviously you fought on UAE Warriors before, but it wasn't on Fight Pass. Now it's on Fight Pass. Does that make any bigger for you? And do you feel like you know there's a bit more pressure on with UFC eyes on you?
No, sure. My pro debut was on Fight Pass, and my fight after that was on Fight Pass. And to be honest, like when you're fighting in there anyway, I wouldn't notice some extra camera on me recording it back home. It's looking at some lad trying to take the head off me, and I'm trying to take the head off him. So I never even noticed that, really. Like, more pressure is the boys watching back home than UFC Fight Pass. I don't even know if they've signed up to that. They're cheap.
They better have. Lads, this one's in the Etihad Arena. Like, how many people are you expecting in the building?
Huh?
This one's in the Etihad Arena. How many people are you expecting in the arena?
I have a lot coming down anyway from Dubai. I have a good little group coming down. I've maybe 30, 40 people, but how many people are going to go up besides that, I'm not sure.
And Will, sorry, what I think you were trying to say something there. Obviously, you're chuffed that this is on UFC Fight Pass, especially when you're fighting for belt, because you do know the title fight's going to get a bit of spotlight. Also, is this the coolest poster you've ever been on as well?
Yeah, it is. It's actually pretty well
poster.
done.
It's good.
I wish they'd given it to me a few weeks beforehand, because
Yeah.
like I would have blown the shit out of that. But yeah, it's class.
Yeah, I think for a lot of promotions, getting that UFC Fight Pass deal for them is fantastic, because just when you're on the platform, you can just go straight onto live events and see what's going on. So also you can see us two just as well, talk shite as well, which is always nice.
Us four Egypt.
Us four just now. Us four Egypt. But John, obviously your title isn't as attainable at the moment because your training partner has it. But is there, when you were saying, there's people you want to fight, is there a goal of how many fights before you'd like to get that UFC call?
No, like at the moment, like I was saying all weekend, like I'm just loving that I'm getting out to be here. I'm mastering my craft. I'm fighting on a high level. I'm staying in a class hotel. All that good stuff's going to come if I take it fight by fight anyway. So all I'm looking at is this Saturday, and then after that, whatever my management tells me to do next, I'll look at that then.
What about yourself, Will? Would you look to defend this belt, or are you waiting for Dana White to make that phone call as soon as that belt's put around your waist?
Again, it's all about the way I perform. So if I go in there and I put on the performance that I'm working towards, I expect a call. But if I go in there and I don't perform to that level, then I'll have to defend this belt probably.
And Will, is this the first rematch of your career? Yeah.
Yeah.
And does that make preparation in any way different, or does Will Fleury
So
just do Will Fleury?
If we haven't fought before, because I'm a very different fighter, he's going to be a very different fighter. I'm not taking it as in, I know what this guy is, because he'll have changed what he is at this stage. I definitely have anyway. So to me, I've approached it the same way mentally as I would any other fight. But it is like, I was really shocked when he took this fight, because he was beaten pretty comprehensively last time. And he's a lot to lose here. He's tried his best to rebuild his reputation, but he's going to get that destroyed again on Saturday.
Yeah, John, Will just mentioned his preparation hasn't changed in the build up to this fight. Like, what about yourself, John? Like, you're constantly in the gym there with absolute savages, as Ross mentioned earlier. There's a new celeb in the door every week. The most recent one being Will Fleury. Like, what's your preparation been like in the build up to this one?
Yeah, it sounds like a cliche every fighter says, but easily the best camp of my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything seemed to click for this one. My weight's better. The camp is unreal. We good lads in all camp helped me get ready. So, just go out now and smash them, lad. It's all good.
Yeah, that's why you can't miss the lads fighting on UFC Fight Pass this Saturday on UAE Warriors 28. Lads, before we wrap things up, is there anything you want to tell the Tipperary nation or the Corkonian nation tuning in right now?
Yeah, I'm back to Cork after a 1.5 year hiatus. So make sure they lock down the city for that day from April 1st to April 15th. It's on. Do you know what I mean? The boys know I'm coming anyway, but just to double check.
Bill, will you be getting a bus going through Tipperary?
No, I won't. No, I fucking won't even probably go home. To be honest, I'll just bring the belt back up to sunny Ballantyre and fucking. But look, I want to thank the people who helped me for this fight. Like, Carl Moore was huge in my camp. Johnny as well was great. There's a lot of people who've been around the last few months who've been great. Narius, Mohammed, a bunch of lads who have brought me to a new level, and I'm looking forward to going in and showing that. But I owe them a lot because they brought me there. It wasn't just me who did this. They did that. They were part of what's going to happen on Saturday.
And are we expecting 2 finishes come Saturday night, boys?
Yeah, lads, very much stick my buddy on.
You can't talk like this and not fuck a guy up. So I'm going to finish my man.
Exactly.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, just before we wrap things up, Ross, I just need to give a shout out to Monster Energy, who's actually joined the Energized team. So in the build up, ever since we just signed with UFC Fight Pass, so we want to shout out Monster Energy. Ross, is there anything else to say before we wrap things up? Because the lads need to cut with a bit more weight, to look shredded for those Instagram photos.
I don't know what you're talking about. The picture of health here.
My life, I've got abs.
Just want to say best of skill to both lads. Do yourselves, do your gyms, do your country proud, as you always do. Thanks a million for everyone watching. Make sure to give it a like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.